be able to report that. It's 4-1 Edmonton over Dallas. Is there how much? 14 minutes left in the third period. Now, as far as let's get readjusted here so we can see the reflectivity a little bit easier, and also the reflectivity in some cases is not as helpful as in other cases as far as picking out the worst of the storms. But in this case, it's pretty obvious where we have significant showers and thunderstorms continuing from the north to the south, and that is moving to the east very quickly. The last speeds we've had on these advisories is about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So that is how that's moving. So other areas, like when you look at the reflectivity, again, Cowan looks like you have, and Winchester, you have passed the threat of the worst of storms at this point. They've moved east of you. Cowan's still pretty close, just east of Cowan. And here's a good deal of lightning involved in this particular storm. So high top about there, you're really right in the middle of the strongest storm along this line. Sewanee, you're in the red here, and Sherwood, so you'll have to deal with some of that here over the next 30 minutes. And so will Sherwood and down into Alabama. We also have some showers and a few thunderstorms that are out ahead of that, and that is extended into Marion County, northern DeKalb, northern Jackson, really northern Jackson. But that is not the concern necessarily. The concern for tornadoes, it seems to me, is this area right through here. If you are in front of your television screen and can see the television screen. Otherwise, what I'm pointing out here is Franklin County down into Jackson County, from just east of High Top to Sherwood to Sewanee right now, are a few examples of that. I was going to do a track here if I could, but I got to pick the right one out. Now we're going to see, I may not have given us enough room here. It's going to be run out of room. So let's try that again. This is not, I don't want you to look at this data and think this is accurate. It is not. I'm having to start over. I'm going to have to back out of this to get to 55 miles per hour. So just moving kind of an east and a little southeast, South Pittsburgh, 4:42 Central Time, Long Island, 4:45 Central, Red Bank, 6:05 Eastern Time, 6:09 Eastern for Chattanooga, 6:30 for Cleveland, if that trend continues, that trend of speed. Now, I want to take this reflectivity off, the radar data off just for a second so we can see the tornado warnings and the polygons in there. Looks like there's still 3 polygons. The one that's farthest east includes Jackson and DeKalb County, and also then we have the one that includes Marion, Sequatchie, the southern part of Bledsoe, and also into Hamilton County just barely, but that could change. There does seem to be a pretty high concern for tornadoes with this particular line, the way that they're issuing them, just kind of my own opinion. All right, I'm checking again, thunderstorm warning. By the way, there was, let's see, that was the same warning, but I do see that there's a severe thunderstorm warning now for the following counties as soon as we can get this working for myself. The message I got seems to have been altered in some way. Let's see here. Now, this was at 28 minutes after the hour, so about 5 minutes ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for western Walker County in northwest Georgia, Dade County, northwest Georgia, northwest Chattanooga County, northwest Georgia, until 6:15. At 5:27, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Sherwood to near Jericho to Holly Tree, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Everything has been like 50 to 55 miles per hour. So let's see again. Extend from near Sherwood, we mentioned that, to near Jericho to Holly Tree. So with that in mind, here is Sherwood, and they're watching this extending to the south and southwest, and including this gray area here. All of that is enough to get you to your safe place, because we have a combination of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. So the polygons are showing up here for the tornado warning, and also that just kind of extends through Jackson County, and then you have just barely making Hamilton County this latest tornado warning, certainly right in the middle of Hamilton County. Pardon me, Marion County, not Hamilton County. And then farther to the west, as you get into Franklin County, you still have some very, very intense rain with that. And from Sewanee still, although Sewanee, you're about to get into a little bit better situation here in the next 15 minutes, I'd say. But as this continues to move eastward, and it is moving pretty quick, so you'll get out of all this red and gray and get back into more of the yellow and green, which would be much lighter precipitation and less dangerous. So let me just kind of ride these lines of storms here. I've got to erase a couple things here. Okay. So we're looking for the reds and the gray color, which doesn't come along too often. So Pelham in the middle of that, Monteagle, Tracy City, all within guidelines as far as the very strong storms are concerned, even south of Altamont. And then again, this gray area is kind of growing a little bit, and there you see it flashing, showing you the heaviest precipitation. Now, I know that communities get a little rarer. There's Sand Switch. Martin Springs, you'll be seeing and are just about into the very heavy rain and potential for severe thunderstorm or even a tornado. Not out of the question. And then farther to the southwest, the Crossroads. We can't find too many other cities listed here. That's in Franklin County. But the storm is now entering the tornado-warned areas of Marion County and also that southern part of Bledsoe County eventually here, and not too long from now. Sequatchie County as well, about to get into that. I'm going to put up the velocity scan here, and we can probably, it's a still pretty ugly looking as far as the possibility of some rotation with these as you go through these areas here. Now Sherwood, you really need to be in your safe place, and extending down into Jackson County from Franklin County. So you notice that it's one thing I noticed is that it's just a long streak of storms that have some potential for rotation, and that's why these warnings, tornado warnings, have been issued and are covering up quite a few counties. And when there's a chance, guys, if I'll take another update on the NHL when you get a moment. We got a show that's coming up here in 20 minutes, our regularly scheduled newscast. I really was hoping that I wasn't going to have to take up so much time here, but as long as these tornado warnings are out, and now including Hamilton County, I really am required to be here with you, and I'll do the best I can to maybe report the score of the game that we were watching. And and nothing, is more irritating to me than having to interrupt programming. I just want you to know. And how much time? Okay, thank you. So in the hockey game, Edmonton still leads 4-1. They got 8 minutes, a little over 8 minutes to go in the third period. Okay, we're going to get off of this velocity scan, and I know that for some, and even me, I'm not as familiar with the velocity scan as I am the reflectivity, obviously. I mean, this is what we're used to seeing mostly, but that was pretty obvious where some of that rotation was possible. And it extends, really, when you look at the reflectivity, you can really see that it right along this area of red here. Right through here, some of these little marks you see are the lightning strikes, and that is pretty intense there, the amount of lightning we're seeing there. which is a little northwest of Stevenson. Now, it hadn't been too long ago that we were talking about Stevenson being a little bit down the road, but that's already approaching. So Stevenson, you definitely want to be in your safe place at this point. I have extended family in Stevenson, so you guys need to definitely take care. Let's see, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has just come out, and I'm going to read that to you here. This, I may have already read this to you, but I'm going to read it again. Severe thunderstorm warning for western Walker County. I don't think I've read this. In northwest Georgia, Dade County in northwest, yeah, I did. Northwest Georgia and northwest Chattanooga County. So that's the one that's in effect till 6:15. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. And again, because of the same storms here, it's a little ways away, it looks like. You know, when you talk about Dade County, which is here, you have Jackson County here, and then Chattanooga County is a little south of Dade County, and Walker County as well. So those areas are under the severe thunderstorm warning right through here. Hello.
I know that you're live on the air now, but just wanted to let you know David Glenn is on his way in.
Okay, thank you. David Glenn's coming in because we weren't able to stream, and as I was doing the live broadcast, I didn't have an opportunity to stream. So we're going to get streaming here. So we'll be watching that. Edmonton 5 and Dallas 1 now. So they have a comfortable lead. Again, showers, thunderstorms continuing from west to east, moving very swiftly to the east at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. It's live TV, folks, and we're going to get some updates sometimes, which is perfectly okay. So here's a look at the loop now as far as the radar. That area of red and gray, I'm calling it, certainly is continuing to hold up very well. South Pittsburgh, you are certainly in line for that line of storms, and it's just about to you, if not already starting to affect you. And so you need to be in your safe place because you are under that tornado warning. And also in Jackson County, Stevenson, it's time to be in your safe place because these storms are imminent. They already, I'm sure you're seeing heavier rain, and it's going to get kind of loud down there. And also kind of loud right along that line of storms is certainly going to be the case. Now, I will say this, as far as down the road here, after this line passes through, and that's going to be a little while, or weekends, then we're in pretty good shape as far as any more severe weather for the rest of the night. At least that's the way it looks to me. And I'm checking out our messages here. No new warnings are out, but they have pushed these warnings out pretty far to the east, and so giving a lot of warning time before the storms were getting to these particular areas. So that we may start to see a few more warnings here before too long. Now, as far as Chattanooga is concerned, I'll center up on that. We in Hamilton County, yes, parts of it is, and part of Hamilton County is under the tornado warning. Still hasn't reached that far east, but not too far away either. So if you kind of look at from now Jasper, certainly you want to be in your safe place at this point. So from Jasper to the Hamilton County line is about 16 miles. So that's not going to take too long for that to get here in Hamilton County, I mean. So again, with 50 mile per hour speed on these storms, we'll do another tracking here. So here's about 50 mile per hour. Chattanooga is 610. So that, gives you about 20 minutes till it gets to Chattanooga. East Ridge, 16 after. These are Eastern times. Cleveland, 6:30. Now, that's a long way to the east. But as far as this particular line, what would be left of it, or whether it stays the same strength or strengthens, 6:30 for Cleveland, Ocoee, 6:42. Hopefully that is of some help for you. But at the present time, right now, the problem comes in from about Grootley Logger, just to the west of Whitwell, through South Pittsburgh, and through Stevenson now. So those are the areas that we have, it looks like, the strongest storms right now, and the potential for a tornado. So let's see, kind of like this. As far as the leading edge of the strongest storms. If we take off the reflectivity here just for a moment, let's see how our tornado boxes are looking, our tornado polygons, that is. And so we have now DeKalb County, Jackson County, eastern half of Jackson County, and up into Tennessee, Franklin County. This is the one that just barely clips into Hamilton County in the southwest part, and then up towards Sequatchie County. This does not include Bledsoe County. I may have said it did, but it doesn't. So by my count, there's 3 of the warnings. Let's see here. Tornado warning for Jackson County and DeKalb County. We were just speaking of that. Let's see if this is how new this is. So at 4:46, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hollywood, 8 miles northeast of Scottsboro, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. So let's see, that is 8 miles northeast of Scottsboro as of about 4 minutes ago. So here's Scottsboro, I'm going to put it right in the middle of the screen. There's the warning that did come out. That is a new warning. And so, again, 8 miles northeast of Scottsboro. So right in the same area of the red, all of this, I think we could contend that has severe weather properties, including the possibility of tornadoes. I, would say that anywhere along this red line here, this red area of precipitation, is capable or at least the potential would be there for a tornado. So we're just about to Whitwell with that. South Pittsburgh, you're kind of getting through the worst of it right now. Still got it looks like still over you kind of, and then it'll improve pretty quick after that. Stevenson now kind of in the middle of that storm, and down to Scottsboro. I'm here. I am just kind of reviewing some notes here, reviewing the latest warnings, making sure I have mentioned them all. But we have warnings, either severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings that still last for a while. We have, let me just kind of check. The top of the hour will remove a lot of the severe thunderstorm warnings. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning, including Grundy County, including Bledsoe and Hamilton County, and also likely Sequatchie County on that. Let me read that. This is from a while back, and that warning is still apparently in effect. I'm going to take. We're going to change this around just a second and look at some of the severe thunderstorm warnings, which we hadn't done here in a little while. We'll back off the tornado warnings for now, and then we'll take off the reflectivity, but I'll put it right back. See, we have a large area here of severe thunderstorm warnings, and so that is in effect for counties like Grundy and Marion and Hamilton, parts of Hamilton, and down into Dade and Walker and Chattanooga, and then back into Jackson and DeKalb. So all right along that line that we have been chasing on the radar here and watching it move very quickly, that is where some of these warnings are. And then these are the tornado warnings that are in effect right now. Again, we're across the same areas. And we are certainly wanting you all to be in your safe place if you're in one of these warnings. Yes. Yes. I'm going to put your show up. I'll put your show up.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll get a stream started.
Okay, thank you. David Glenn has arrived. I'm sure he was hoping he's always ready to go. Let me put it that way. So we still got a little ways to go. We're not even, we're not halfway through the viewing area at this point. David's going to be on the other platforms here in a moment, the streaming platforms, which includes the YouTube channel, News Channel 9, his Facebook page, my Facebook page, his Twitter page. All of that will be streaming as we, and News Channel 9's Twitter page as well. So you can also check out David as he's going to be tracking on those platforms while we're live on the air here. It's a busy afternoon. It's a weather alert day, and we certainly have lived up to that potential. Now, I just wanted to let you know just how fast this is moving. It was just not too many minutes ago we were saying, Hamilton County's still a little ways off. South Pittsburgh was in the middle of the line of storms. It looks like South Pittsburgh, you have pretty much cleared the worst of this line of storms. Now, I'm not saying it hasn't. I see there's still heavy rain with you. But as far as the most volatile part of the line, that is more east of you. Some other areas that we can, and so, by the way, some of these warnings might be trimmed back a little bit as the line continues to move eastwards, so we'll try to keep up with that. Severe thunderstorm warning, read this here, although this is actually has been in effect. It's about to expire is what it's about to do until at 6 p.m. for the severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Bledsoe and Hamilton. I think they may have taken Bledsoe out of that. Nearly 6 o'clock now, Eastern Time. We're going to just continue this stream right now, or this live broadcast. We'll continue with that. And a reminder that for Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the channels, all the platforms that we put information on, David Glenn is going to be setting up the streaming, so he'll be up and running here before too much longer. We have showers and storms now. We're going to stop this loop so I can give you some direction here as far as and identifications. From about Whitwell, just west of Whiteside, and now east of Bridgeport, east of South Pittsburgh, the most dangerous part of the storm the storm line has passed Stevenson and South Pittsburgh and is just about through Bridgeport. But it still extends down to Pisgah, Sulphur Springs, Cameronsville, Higdon. You're getting right in the middle of it as well. Very deep red colors here. That is in Jackson County. The latest severe thunderstorm warning now that has been issued. Severe thunderstorm warning for Bradley County in East Tennessee, southeastern Sequatchie County, eastern Marion County, because it has moved through part of that as we were just looking at, and all of Hamilton County in East Tennessee. And that makes sense because that entire line looks like it's going to at least touch in some form of strength most of Hamilton County and eastern Marion County here over the next 20 minutes or so. That's in effect until the top now. Is it the top of the hour? Well, it is the top of the hour now, but this is in effect until 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 miles south of Grootley-Logger to near Jasper to near Stevenson, moving east at 40. And we kind of outlined that a minute ago. It's actually a little east now of Stevenson. and I would say Jasper too, as far as the strongest part of that line. So on the map there is Jasper and South Pittsburgh. They're in more the yellow, and the red has passed them by. So those of you in Jasper and South Pittsburgh, I would say, are seeing less violence as far as thunderstorms are concerned. At least the strength should be subsiding. But you'll still have some thunder and some lightning and some heavy rain. But as far as the line of storms that has been showing some possible rotation with them, that's in the red here. We'll kind of back off of here and just kind of take a look at the whole thing. So just in analysis here, we have this line of storms south of Whitwell, continuing now just a little bit west of Trenton in Dade County, and then farther to the southwest. But it has exited Stevenson, and South Pittsburgh is getting into at least not as strong a thunderstorm, not as dangerous as thunderstorms as what passed through earlier. You can send your pictures in if you're careful. I don't want you going outside and taking any pictures. But if there is later on tonight, you can send anything that you think might be of interest to newschannel9.com/chime in and share your pictures with us. Again, it's not something that if you're in the middle of the storms now, please don't do that. But we do actually rely on pictures like that to help us see where news might be and who needs maybe some help. So there's kind of the long view. It's just very intense rain and thunderstorms that continue to move very quickly from west to east across the area. And in Chattanooga, I'd give it another 15 or 20 minutes, and you'll want to be, perhaps even if you're not under a warning, a tornado warning, you may want to be in a safe place because of the history of these storms indicating the possibility of tornadoes. I can hear a little thunder now. Either that or they're emptying the dumpster, but I don't think so. So it's kind of within this area here. Maybe not quite that far north, but that we have our strongest storms right now. A little more specifically, kind of within this area here. So we'll put this back into a loop. And it's going to get pretty loud around Chattanooga here over the next few minutes in Hamilton County and Dade County and Walker County. That's where this is all headed to. Even our counties north of Chattanooga, north of Hamilton, and northwest of Hamilton, like Sequatchie. Grundy's still now just getting out of the strongest storms. Now let's see if we have anything new here. Nothing new, no new warnings. So really, at this point, we're just kind of in a wait and see mode, and just giving you the information as we receive it. Let's see here. The final score of the hockey game, Edmonton 6, Dallas 1. That's a final. Oilers lead the series 2-1. They have, over on Fox, they have football. I think so. Let's hang with it for now. We'll stay with what we have. I'm just, I don't want to cut away. We're talking about Fox, Fox Chattanooga. We're on Fox Chattanooga and NewsChannel 9. And we're just now getting into the middle part of our viewing area, so I'm thinking that it's probably smart that we stay with it. I know there's sports going on, and we're going to get back to regular programming just as soon as we can. But when you have this many tornado warnings, it is imperative that we stay on. And that's just kind of the rules. Now, since we've reached the top of the hour, the map has cleaned itself up a little bit. We still got a couple tornado warnings still going on. Now, I was under the impression, let me check that warning out that was for Hamilton County. Hold on just a moment. And Marion, and that issue, that's off the board. Another one just went off the board. And so we're kind of left with DeKalb County right now in a small part of Jackson. Let's see. Yeah, that tornado warning that included Hamilton County has expired. They did not reissue it. Kind of interesting to me because we really hadn't reached the what looked to be the worst of the storms yet in Hamilton County, but they may have determined that on radar it is not showing the potential of tornadoes. So now that we have, other than DeKalb County still with, let me read that through. I was thinking we might be able to push Fox back to regular programming, but we're in our news time now, so I'll stay with you on NewsChannel 9 regardless. So I think the tornado warning we still have in effect is until 15 minutes after the hour. So we're going to watch that. It looks like there's two. One's in effect till 6:30. So we'll see one of those polygons go away to the southwest here shortly. And one will stay. Pretty severe weather going through Dade County right now. about to enter Walker County, about to come on through Hamilton County. It's already in parts of Hamilton County. We'll see if any other warnings come up. Let's see here. I did want to show you the severe thunderstorm warnings again. Now, this does not include the tornado warnings, the ones down in Alabama, what you'll see here in just a second. But there's where the severe thunderstorm warnings are. And that severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect, the one that extends into Bradley County until the top of the hour, till 7 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled for Grundy County. As we were saying, once this line of storms went through, we were going to be looking pretty good for the rest of the night as far as severe weather is concerned. So this is just this one line of storms, but it's a doozy. So there's your severe thunderstorm warnings, and our tornado warnings. But shortly, in a couple minutes, I'll tell you what, for those in master control, since we are going to be pretty much, at least for a moment, I don't know how long that'll last, but we will be without tornado warnings for most of the area. We could probably switch back to regular programming on Fox. And just be aware that you can jump over to News Channel 9 for more live coverage. We'll be on there at least until 6:30 Eastern Time, and we'll see what's left of any tornado warnings at that point, or if there's any new ones. Now, if another tornado warning comes along, we'll come back on Fox. And so that's what I would like to do for my friends in the back there. I have some very big help in the back. The directors, the producers, it's like mission control back there. Okay, thank you. So we're just right now on News Channel 9. If you've been watching on Fox Chattanooga and you wanted to continue for the time being, we have reached 15 minutes after the hour. The smaller tornado warning has, let's see if it's been lifted here. It has. So we are in just one tornado warning. My feeling is, since we're in news time anyway, we're not going, we wouldn't have any, necessarily anything to switch back to as far as network programming right now. So I'm just going to stay with you as we watch this continuing to move through. Because the heart of it is still the main area of showers and storms that are severe or strong are still to come through Hamilton County and North Georgia as well. Those are some very heavy rain and some dangerous lightning for sure. Thank you. So now we're going to take a look one more time at severe thunderstorm warnings, since the tornado warnings are just one isolated one down in Alabama. So let's look at severe thunderstorm warnings. They are still aplenty, and you can see how we really have a continuation of that going in Alabama from really Hamilton County over to Bradley County and down into Catoosa County, Whitfield County. So it's about 5 minutes ago, the National Weather Service indicated that severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Lookout Mountain to Sulphur Springs to near Sylvania, that's in Alabama, moving east at 40 miles per hour. And the biggest threat, hail threat, and a wind threat, and a tornado is still possible even with some of these storms. Even though it's a severe thunderstorm warning, all of these, that doesn't mean that they still can't produce a tornado. So we're being very cautious about that. So there's that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Bradley, Hamilton, Marion, Sequatchie until 7 p.m. We have another warning that's for Catoosa, parts of Catoosa, Chattanooga, Walker, Whitfield. We had just talked about that. That's in effect till 7 p.m. And then we have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of DeKalb, Jackson, Marshall, mainly DeKalb and Jackson, what our viewing area would be, or on the fringe of our viewing area anyway. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central, so not too much longer for this, for northeast Marshall, eastern Jackson, and DeKalb counties. And then when this was issued, which was a little earlier in the half hour, at 6 minutes after, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northwest of Lookout Mountain or 10 miles east of Jasper, moving east at 45. Now, between 5:06 and 6:06 Eastern and 6:19 Eastern, a lot can happen with storms that are moving this quickly. So those where I just mentioned that the line is moved eastward some by now. So that's your severe thunderstorm warnings. My plan would be, my initial thoughts are, since we will be void of tornado warnings, maybe, probably. I shouldn't really say that. Let me back up. If we are without tornado warnings come 6:30, we will go to ABC regular programming. And then you can still watch us on our streams, because David's on right now. And he is a good chief. He comes into, he's always ready. And so he is following it very carefully as well. So if you have any of our Facebook pages, David's or mine, or I'm sure he's put it up on all the platforms that we have. Meantime, we're just kind of waiting to see how these warnings are going to continue to be issued, really. That's kind of my thought on it. Because the one here is in effect for Hamilton County until 7 in Bradley County and Marion and Sequatchie, although Marion County is going to be getting out of this warning area here before too long. And as I look at it, really, Marion County, you're pretty much just about cleared, have just about cleared the showers and storms of real significance as far as producing severe weather. Let me put it that way. So that's some good news. You can kind of take a deep breath. Trenton, same thing. Ider, the same. We've mentioned some of these cities as they've come through. Henniger, Stevenson, South Pittsburgh, Jasper, Grootley Lager, I think are pretty much through the biggest threat with this. But then you have the areas that where it is now, like Soddy Daisy, Chattanooga, Chickamauga, just a little bit west of Lafayette. And so, you got to be very, very diligent in how that is working. Tornado warning still for DeKalb, parts of DeKalb County until the bottom of the hour. I don't want you to think that, our general rule here is if there's a tornado warning in our viewing area, we stay on the air. We get on the air and we stay on the air until the tornado warnings are over. And we technically still have a tornado warning, but for DeKalb County. But the point here is that we're in our news time right now, and so this is the regular programming, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But at the bottom of the hour, planning on going back to regular ABC programming, when our temperatures have been much milder today. Yesterday we just had a high of 68, and so it was warmer. I think that certainly provided a little more fuel for our weather alert day today. Let's see here. Let me get back to where I was here. I'm going to just put back up the tornado warnings. I'm going to take down the severe thunderstorm warning so I can see that there's just that one tornado warning still in effect for DeKalb County. My feeling, just based on what I'm seeing from the Weather Service right now, is that these storms, they may feel have weakened some, but that doesn't mean that that's just an assumption based on what they're thinking might be. But because we haven't had any more tornado warnings, that's a good sign so far. We still have the severe thunderstorm warning, so for a good bit of land here as we are watching that come through. So I was watching the storms this afternoon, and they were moving, pretty fast. I saw them coming in. We went to go start streaming as they were getting closer to the plateau, and then, man, all of a sudden, because they were moving so fast, the tornado warning came out for Jackson County, first one, and it might have been Jackson and DeKalb. And so that changed the whole ball game then, and so now we're here. Taking up the news time. We will have our newscast 10 and 11, 10 on Fox, 11 on News Channel 9. We may have sports on ABC that might delay us a little bit. I'm not completely sure of that. I don't know if we have any NBA or NHL. You're just watching the loop of the radar, and at this point, things have kind of slowed down a little bit. This does look just maybe a little less intense in some places, but remember, we still have warnings out there. So I'm going to release the tornado warnings right now and put up the severe thunderstorm warnings. And there they are. They look like they have, let me see if they've carved that back a little bit. It looks like they might have, maybe. The Marion County part is now out of the warning. We still have Hamilton County and Bradley County under that severe thunderstorm warning, and down into Georgia. We have Whitfield County, Catoosa County, Walker County, and parts of Gordon County look like they're in that warning. And then back in Alabama, we still got a severe thunderstorm warnings for DeKalb and Jackson. It's raining pretty hard here now at News Channel 9. But the area of showers and storms that were down in Alabama still are there, still going through DeKalb County at this point. Let me check real quick here and make sure we're not missing anything new. My phone is making some noise. Well, let's see. What severe thunderstorm watch is in effect now. Let's see. Fannin County's included in that, although I don't see it up on our screen. This is a watch, not a warning. For Fannin County, Murray County, Gordon County. So a new watch has been issued. Let's take down the polygons, not the polygons. Let's take out the reflectivity. And we're going to move this over a little bit here and click on the watches and warnings, the watch boxes. Let's see if we can see that. So there's the watch. It's in the pink. Fannin. Looks like it also includes parts of Whitfield, Murray, Gordon. And so a few counties in our viewing area there. That's an extension. My feeling is that's going to replace the other watch. Thundering and raining hard here at News Channel 9. As we're getting into the strongest of the storms right now. So it is 6:30 at this point. Let me just double check here and make sure that we have finished up with what we normally would have up. Take down the watches and warnings for a second here. So there's where the severe thunderstorm warnings are still in effect. But as far as tornado warnings, there doesn't seem to be any more there. But I'm not convinced of that. Let me see what this says this is. This is severe thunderstorm warning for Bradley and Hamilton. That's the one we've been watching. We have another for Catoosa, Chattanooga, Walker, and Whitfield. That's until 7 p.m. And yet another for DeKalb County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning until 45 minutes after the hour, which is going to come up. Okay, so it looks like we are I'm pretty sure that that's it for the tornado warnings, even in DeKalb County where there was, and I don't see anything. Let's see. I don't see anything new as far as that's concerned. We told you about the Catoosa County, that included Catoosa County. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go back to ABC programming for right now. If a tornado warning comes back up, we will return to the air. I appreciate you being with me and being patient with us, and hopefully we're able to get some good information that you needed here this afternoon and into this evening.